What's up, guys? I got to ask a good question about how to deal with a pressure fighter if someone's coming at you and they're a pressure fighter, and what you should do to counter that if they're coming at you, they're swinging all wild, and maybe they know how to wrestle some as well. How to deal with that. And this, could be a broad answer. There's many answers to this question, but one thing I would say is you need to be able to move. You need to practice movement. You need to practice moving. If you're super experienced and you've been training for a while, I would say focus on learning how to switch stances as well, because I'm a big believer in switching stances, and I feel like it's the way of the future. I feel like a lot of people do that, and when you can switch, it can be a form of defense as well. You can get caught switching with bad defense too, but switching will help you not be able to, if someone's backing you up against the rope or the cage, if you have the ability to switch stances, maybe you can get out and go a completely different direction. But also, practice drills like where you're getting backed up on the cage and you only go back a couple steps, and you're not allowed to go back more than 2 or 3 steps before you exit right or left. You would take an angle basically. So these type of drills are good. You need to work defense for sure. You need to work defense on the move. They're coming at you hard. They're going to try to cut you off. You have to, you got to be able to get out without taking shots. I would say work a check hook as well. If you're backing up, someone's backing you up towards the cage or the rope, check hook often works. The chances of you landing a check hook clean are very unlikely, but it'll get you out of the corner. That's what matters. It'll get you out. It's a defensive weapon, and that's the way you need to look at it. Also, front kicks are a good option. If a side kick is in your arsenal, that's a good option. Any straight weapons, front kicks, side kicks, ones and twos, straight shots are good defense to keep someone from just running up on you. And then at some point, if they're super pressure oriented and maybe if they have good defense, or even if they don't, if they're able to take what you're given, or your movement's not working good enough, you're going to have to sit down and get some respect. So you may have to sit down and take a couple chances and land some solid shots. And if you land something good, maybe that'll slow their pressure down as well. But it's a broad question to stop someone like that. But I would say you have to be able to move, and you have to be comfortable moving, and you have to, if you're skilled enough, switching stances does help. And if not, then you need to work check hooks. That's a good option. Check hooks and front kicks, and lots of feints, guys. Front kicks and side kicks and stuff like that. Straight punches, just feints. A lot of feints. Lift your legs up. Shoulder feints, foot feints, just constant feints where the person is not just they're only coming forward hard if they believe that they're going to land, or they're not worried about what's coming back at them. So they're either coming forward for the kill shot, like, that's what happened to me against Justin Gaethje. He was super athletic, super fast, and he just bit down and started fighting and beat me, and I got caught, and he's did that to a lot of people. But it sucks, it sucks. It's hard to fight someone if they're super athletic like that, and their goal is to come forward. You may have to trade fire with fire a little bit and try to get some respect, but you can't back straight up. That's kind of what happened in my fight with him. Is I got caught backing straight up, and I go this direction, he frees me with a hook, and then times the overhands, and that's not a dynamic weapon. It's just a right overhand, but he froze me with the hook. And what he did was right and what I did was wrong. Back straight up, and you need to practice these things, and it's easier to say than when you get in there, especially if the person's fast or they hit hard, and they're aggressive, and they're not gonna stop coming. But you got to get some respect. Movement is good. If you're faster than a person, it's quite a bit easier to pull off being a counter puncher if you're way faster than the person, or if you're longer and know how to use your reach very well. That helps as well. But the good thing is, guys, most pressure fighters that unless they're at a high level, obviously, the stuff you see on the UFC, that these guys are high level, right? But most pressure fighters that come forward a lot in regional scene fights and stuff like that, they don't have good defense, so they get hit. They get hit coming in. Even if a lot of pressure fighters do a good job of keeping their hands up, and you can still get hit with your hands up. You can get knocked out with your hands up. and a lot of them still get hit a lot. They tend to shell up when they're coming forward. So there's opportunities because you're not fighting with big gloves in MMA like you are kickboxing or boxing. So a pressure fighter needs to be a little more cautious coming forward in MMA because they can run into stuff. So I would say, unless they're just drastically more athletic than you or drastically hit harder than you, in that case you might not win anyway, guys. I don't mean that bad, but it's going to be a rough night to win that anyways. Most pressure fighters on a regional scene don't have good defense, so there is going to be opportunities to capitalize landing and work practicing and landing shots on the move. If they're a pressure fighter and your goal is to be the counter puncher and the mover, you have to be able to land and get some respect sometimes. Move your feet, set your feet, land, and then move again. Feints, constant feints. That's the simple answer I got, guys. Hope that answered the question. If you got any other subjects you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment below. If you're new to martial arts, looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing a Martial Arts School and Instructor. The link is in the description below. Thank you, guys.